Hi, glad you could join us. Sorry about the delay. We had some technical issues, but now we're up and running, and we're going to get started on our presentation today. So we have three people here. My name is Pat, and then we had Dan Rabidu from Information Technology, and another Dan Jiru from Information Technology as well. So we're here to talk to you a little bit about the systems you're going to use at Laurentian, what you're going to be using while you're at Laurentian, and how you can use these tools to make sure that you get everything done properly while you're a student at Laurentian. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the different systems we have. First one we're going to talk about, at some point we're going to talk about D2L, and Dan Jiru is going to talk about that. D2L is what the professors use and what you're going to use in the classroom to interact with your professor, class material, course notes, and things like that. So Dan Jiru will tell us a little bit about D2L in just a few minutes. G Suite for Education. Now at Laurentian, we use Google as our main supplier for different applications for learning. And Dan Rabidu is going to tell us a little bit about the tools we use, mostly with email and Google Drive. So those are the main big tools that we use. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you can use these things while you're a student at Laurentian. I'm going to tell you a little bit about MyLaurentian. So MyLaurentian is your student portal that combines everything into, it's basically your home base while you're a student here. So when you're looking for information, when you're looking for answers to questions you may have, when you're looking to get into other platforms, you start off from MyLaurentian. And to get to MyLaurentian, you go to my.laurentian.ca. So that's your URL, and that's where you get started. So when you take that URL, my.laurentian.ca, you plug that into your address bar, and on your address bar, it'll bring you over to your Connect page, so your CIS, your Central Authentication Service. There you're going to put your username and your password. Now the username that you're going to use is the username you were given when you first activated your account. So when you went to my.laurentian.ca/start, you activated your account there. You answered some questions and you were given your Laurentian ID. Mine was P. Lafontaine 1. Yours is going to be some kind of combination of your first and last name, and then you chose a password at that point. So that's going to be the credentials you're going to use to access MyLaurentian. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to check out MyLaurentian. Okay, so I'm seeing somebody has an issue here with some with technical difficulties. Don't worry about your mic not working. I think that's what they're saying. We've put everybody on mute, so nobody can actually speak or join the conversation. So it's more like a webinar format. So if you do have any questions, feel free to add them in the chat. So if you want to talk to us, or if you want to ask any questions along the way, just do that in the chat and do that to Laurentian University, and we'll get your questions as we go. So I'm going to click on mylaurentian.ca, and it'll load up MyLaurentian portal. So you may have seen this portal before. This is going to look familiar because you had access to this portal when you were a student as an applicant. So before you activated your full account, you had a page that looked like this, but it had your program in there, the programs you applied for, maybe the documents you needed to submit. So everything like that you needed to do, interact with the university, apply for scholarships, apply for residence, was done through MyLaurentian. When you activated your account at my.laurentian.ca, when you got your Laurentian ID and you chose your new password, your portal changed a little bit, and all of a sudden you're seeing what all the other students are seeing. So the first thing you're going to see is the banners at the very top. These are where we post more important information. It's temporary, but it's things that you need to be aware of. So as a new student, you're probably seeing join your new student orientation activities during the winter warm-up. So if I were to click on this, I'm going to see stuff that's going to happen for new students over the next couple of weeks. So here's a full schedule of all the orientation events that are happening for new students at Laurentian. There's also, when you go back to MyLaurentian, there's a section for new students on with information on course registration, how to use Webadvisor, how to pick your courses, and how to use Webadvisor to register for those courses. That's on here under the how to register for courses. If ever you have a question about anything at Laurentian, so ever you're trying to figure something out about your student card or access to the gym or a service at the library, start by typing it up here in the search bar. So when you're looking for, let's say, a one card replacement, so your one card is your student card. So you just type in one card properly, and you're going to have some options there come up. So how to get a new or replacement one card. You'd click on this, and you would open up an article that contains different information on whatever topic you're looking for. If this is not giving you enough information, so let's say you've gone through MyLaurentian, you've searched your articles, and you still have questions, there's an Ask a Question bar where you can just click on that. You choose from here what it is that you have a question about, and this is about to change in the next couple of days. There's going to be a lot more options in the next few days. But let's say you have questions about awards. So you click on that, it'll give you some articles of, hey, is this what you mean? And if it's not, then you go ahead and ask us your question. It'll be sent directly to the people who can answer your question, and they will be sending you an email to reply to your inquiry. So other stuff that we can do in MyLaurentian. Well, let's say you want to buy some books or buy a parking pass or do something where you have to basically pay for it. Go to the shop. Under the shop, on-campus students have access to a locker. On-campus and distance students can buy their books online, have it shipped to your home. You can buy a parking pass. You can buy yourself a meal plan if you're on campus. Take advantage of the meal service at Laurentian. So these are different things you can do in the shop. Process section is where you're interacting with the university, where you're asking for stuff and you're requesting things or you're submitting things. So if you need to submit a change of address or a phone number, you need to know where to reach you and how to reach you, this is where you do it. So if you're a distance student and you're getting packages mailed to your house, make sure that this address is correct. If you don't have your student card yet, your one card request here will do that. So if I click on one card request, it'll give me the option of uploading a photo, clicking I agree to the terms and conditions, and then submit that photo for review. The MyLaurentian Hub will print it, and if you're a distance and online student, they can mail it to you to your house. So fill out this form, submit the photo, and you get yourself a student card. Your first card is free of charge, and you should have your student card. You need to have your student card when you're running your exams. The student card is also accessible at libraries and universities across Ontario, except for University of Toronto. So that's another kind of handy thing to have your student card. So whenever you need to submit an application, you need to do something, go through processes. If you're a student from a specific program like nursing or human kinetics, you may have a document that they want you to see. That'll be found in the program homepage. Now, in this is just a test environment for me. I'm a biology student. I'm a pretend biology student in this example. Now, biology doesn't have anything that you want to share with me in terms of documents or anything. So that's all empty. That means I'm good to go. There's nothing they want me to see here. I'm not missing anything. But if I were a nursing student, I would see a list of documents. And I think that human kinetics students have also a list of documents. If, let's say, your parent calls, or your coach calls, your counselor calls, we are not able to give any information about you or your account or your profile on Laurentian to anybody except for you. If you want to give access to somebody else to access your information, you can do this by clicking on this little Banum doodad up here and clicking on profile. When you open up your profile, you have third-party access. This is where you can specify, all right, I want my parents, my mom, have access to, yeah, my mom's name now. You have access to my fees. I give her a quick password, so when she calls, she can actually repeat that password, and we know that she's who she says she is. And I update my membership, and all of a sudden, my mom has access to my information when she calls. You can also join the Indigenous Student Circle here by clicking this box. When you join the Indigenous Student Circle, you can also have your logo of the ISC printed on your student card as a student. So I'm looking at my colleagues here. I think I've got everything. Am I missing anything, guys? I think we got everything. So this is everything. Oh, and for new students, a very handy section is the new student guide. So when you go to the new student guide, this is designed for you, for new students, and it's got full of information about being a student at Laurentian. It's designed for students who are just starting off. So if you want to learn more about Webadvisor or D2L or email, you can go here. Learn more about registering for courses. So there's information about all kinds of things for new students. So this is a great, really good place to get started if you're not sure where to start. That is it right now for MyLaurentian. So when you start off in MyLaurentian, like I said, you have access to a number of different tools. Now we're going to learn more about your email. And this is where you access your email as well. So I'm going to go back to the home page, and I'm going to pass it off to January31, who is going to tell us a little bit more about Google and the Google apps that are associated with it.
Thanks, Pat. Like Pat mentioned, my name is Dan Rebidoux. I work for IT here at Laurentian. Basically, what I'm going to show you guys today is the basic interface for your email at Laurentian, and also show you some of the tools that you can have access to with the Google Suite for Education that we provide to you as a service. As far as the email form goes, it is Gmail. So if you're familiar with Gmail, then you'll be able to follow along rather quickly. From the MyLaurentian portal top, you'll see the envelope. From there, you click on that. It will bring you directly into your email account. With the Laurentian email, it is also preferable to always use your Laurentian email when doing any communication within Laurentian. So if it's part of your course or emailing professors, some professors actually insist that you use your Laurentian account and not use any personal accounts. It's more for your security and everybody's security. That way we know who you are and we know where things are coming from. And it's also, everything's encrypted within the same system. So this is the basic look as far as the email platform goes. Like I said, if you have ever used Gmail, it looks exactly the same. So, and it's just like any other email client. All your emails will come in. First time you're in, you're going to find some tips and tricks as far as what you can use your email for from the Gmail team, because it is a Gmail platform, so that you can see on different stuff. You do also have access to Google Drive and different apps along the way. So to be able to access those, there is the button at the top right, 9 squares, and from there you can click on that and shows you what you have access to. The basic ones are the ones that come up right away. So you do have Gmail, you have Drive, you have Docs, Sheets, and Slides. You also have a calendar if you choose to use it. If you keep going to more, you'll also see more of the products that we do offer here at Laurentian. And you have access to these. So you've certainly seen YouTube before, you've seen Google Maps before, but you also have access to Hangouts, which does show up in your Laurentian Gmail side of it. You also have Google Photo, Google Earth. They're all there for you to use. So for at any point, you want to be able to use that. So as far as Drive is concerned, as long as you are part of Laurentian, you have access to unlimited space for Google Drive. So you can store all your assignments, all your presentations, any photos, any backups you have of files, or anything else like that. As long as you're part of Laurentian, you do have unlimited access. So you can put as much stuff as there, you're never going to run out of space. And it is offered free to, like I said, any student of Laurentian. As far as Google Drive goes, we have the Getting Started PDF, which would walk you through you know, if you're not familiar with Google Drive or any of the apps, most of them all have a page of some kind that's associated with it. First time you go in and you read, you know, how to get started, and what you can do, and different things like that. So, like I said before, it is the preferred method of communication as far as Laurentian goes. If you can use your Laurentian accounts to communicate with anybody at Laurentian, it is preferable. And like I said, if you read some of your profs will basically tell you the first day of class, basically the only communication they do read is from Laurentian emails and not from any personal emails. So just make sure that if you start using it, you'd be better off right off the bat. So pretty sure I covered everything as a basic overview. Again, if you have any questions, I am part of the IT service desk. So you can always contact us at it@laurentian.ca. And also you can, if you are on campus, you can also find us in the J&D library on the second floor, right beside where you sign up book. It's the service desk right there. And we have a team ready to help you out with any apps or connecting issues or account issues that you want. So with that said, we can move on. I'll pass you guys off to Dan Giroux. He's the D2L administrator, and he'll take a look as far as D2L goes. So here's Dan.
Thank you very much, Dan. Pretty easy to remember names. You guys, 2 seconds. I forgot to change one of the settings for the demo course coming up, so that won't be very helpful for us. But Dan, like Dan mentioned, my name is Dan Giroux. I am the system administrator of D2L here at Laurentian. D2L or Brightspace, you may have heard of Brightspace. That's the same product. Now, this platform is where your profs can put content or use different tools to enhance their course. You know, see here that this is the demo course we will be using, but it was in French, so we could quickly change over. If the computer can go a little faster, put it in English for us. So when you register for courses at Laurentian, you register through Webadvisor. And the following day, your course would be available here on D2L. Now, D2L is it's not mandatory platform. It's not mandatory for the profs to use it. So even if your course does show up on your list, it doesn't necessarily mean that your prof is actually using it. We highly encourage the profs to use it, but again, we can't really force them to use the platform. So I'm back here at MyLaurentian here as Pat, and Pat is a student here. He wants to log into D2L. So once he's logged into MyLaurentian, all you gotta do is click on the D2L link here on the left menu, and that's gonna bring us back to our login page for Laurentian, or for D2L. Now, we did this presentation a little while ago. It's D2L at Laurentian, come on. So we did this little demo here a while ago for the French students. So my application here, I changed it to French. Now, by default, your application would be in English, so you don't have to worry about it. But let's say you didn't want to change to French, or you are in French and you want to go back. Now, this would be done under your account settings here. So if you click on your name at the top right, if you go into profile, you'll be able to change and put an image of yourself. But under here, it's in French, it's account, but English would be account settings. So you can just click on that link, and you have a whole bunch of options here. If you want to change the font, you can make it a little bit bigger, too small for you. But if you scroll down about halfway, you'll have locale and language here, where you can actually change it from English to French. If you really want to, you can go English United Kingdom, but I'll stay English French, English Canadian here, and I'll just click Save Close, and I'll bring us back to our English homepage. And now you may be predominantly English, but you may have French courses. Now, changing language like this will not change content material. If a prof puts content in French, like Word documents, PDFs in French, they will remain French, but all of your links and menu titles will be in English. So when you pop in here, this is where your current courses should appear. Now, for some reason, if your course wouldn't appear here, it may be you're enrolled, but you just can't see it. So if you click on View All Courses, it would give you all access to all courses you do have access to. Right now, these are pinned, which means it's pinned to the homepage, so the icon does appear on the homepage of my courses. Now let's say for some reason one of your courses is unpinned. So right here you see that this course would no longer appear on my homepage. So you come here and just click on the link here and pin it. Or if I go back to my homepage here, you see that course is no longer here. If you're within a course or something, you can actually click on this little icon here. There's 9 little boxes to select the course. So even if you're within a course, you can just click here and quickly switch from one course to the other without coming back to this homepage. Or you could click on, like I said, you can just pin it. You can pin it from view all. I can actually pin this course right here, so I want this course to show up on my course page here. Now, so to access a course, you would just click on the course you want to access. So I'll click my little demo course here. So I just click on the link, and it brings you to the homepage. Now, like I said, it's up to the prof on how to use it. This is the on-campus look for a course. If you're taking distance courses, it may look a little different. The box, I believe, has 2 columns instead of 3. We are looking into changing these, so you may eventually notice that there'll be just 2 columns instead of 3-column view. But the tools will remain the same, and even within a toolbar, those tools will always stay the same. So, like I said, it's up to the prof to use it. They may use one or many of these tools, but the most common ones that would be used would be content, discussions, Dropbox, and the grades tool. Now, to access content, you just have to click on content. And your course is now separated in modules. So let's say you want to go to the English content of this course, and I want to go see my syllabus. Now, a prof can put many different formats. You'll be looking at PDF. Most of the common ones are PDF, Word. They'll put their PowerPoints. Here I have a web page that the prof put up. You may see videos, but most of the content will be here. So a different format. So if I want to access my syllabus in PDF, I just click on the syllabus PDF link here, and it opens up for me. Pretty straightforward. Now there's different ways of going back to the table of content. You can actually just click on table of content. Will bring you back to where we were previously. You can always click on the little slide out menu here on the left. There's a little arrow here that clicks out. Then I could quickly go to the next page I want to go see. Or there's a navigation links here. We can just go from side to side. If you scroll a little down, there's a little download option here as well, where you can download those files for your keep a paper copy. But of course, you always have access between the start and end date of the course. So if you always want to come back and refer to it, you always can. So the next tool you want to look at is discussions. And discussions are a regular discussion forum where you can have discussions with classmates outside of the classroom. So right here, discussion forum, I see that under our topic here, there's one thread. So, and the person, Dan Drew, the student, posted this discussion here. So to read a discussion, you just have to click on the actual forum topic discussion here. And it would give you your whole listings. Right now I only have one posting, but if I have many threads, it would be posted one after the other. If I want to go read that thread, I can actually go click on my discussions to read more. It's a short thread, so all of it shows up, but if it's an actual long thread, it would have been cut off there. So to read more, you would click on the actual title. And here the student can, you as a student can reply to other ones. Would reply to a thread, I would click on reply to a thread. And then, so I believe this discussion, the student should actually finish his sentence. So, finish your sentence. And then you would just have to post that. And there you go. So now I've replied to that post. So now if I go back to view topic, which is view the actual topic discussion here, you see that my discussion is one reply, which I replied to. And now if you want to create your own thoughts or start a new discussion, that would be start a new thread. Let me start a new thread. And this is half the person at disk. And he would put his message here and then click on post. And now you'd see 2 different threads, and then you would be able to scroll down to this thread. Another tool used called the Dropbox. Now it's not Dropbox like the tool Dropbox or like Google Drive. It's an actual assignment tool where the prof can create different assignments. Now, instead of having them, it's up to the prof, instead of having you email the copy to them or her, or paper copy, they can create their own assignment Dropbox here. So I have one here for assignment 1. So it's the due date. Oh crap, if I hurry up, I better do it. So I can click on assignment 1. And for you guys, it's pretty straightforward. I go to assignment 1 and it asks me what do I want to submit. So yes, I want to add the Word file that I've done. So click on add Word file, go find my file, and I created one a while ago on my desktop here. So let's go find my assignment. There's my assignment. It's not a very elaborate assignment because it's only a small file, but so you upload your assignment. If you want to write comments, you write your own comments to your prof. You prove to me you did work hard, and click on submit. So as soon as you submit your file, you will get a confirmation screen here. So we'll say file submission successful. There's no more, oh, did you get my paper that I slid under your door? Did you get my email? You know that they got in their Dropbox here. And now so you will also get an email once it's confirmed that you did submit the work. And now when you come back here, you'll see assignment 1, the score, which once it's graded, you'll see a score. And if I want to review what I did submit, I can always come back and review what I submitted. And of course, there's grades. So if the prof decides he wants to post his grades, it's basically just a rundown of your, or a breakdown of your grades. So if I click on grades here, you'll just see what work 1, assignment 1, what I got on it. Pat here's a great student. He got 5 out of 5 for participation. So didn't do well his assignment, but his participation is great. So that's really D12 in a nutshell. Pretty straightforward. And that's it for me. If you have any questions or any problems, please don't hesitate to email IT as well. So it@laurentian.ca. If you put D2L in the subject line, they'll easily, quickly be able to send it. And thanks for participating.
All right, thanks, Dan and Dan. All right, so that was fantastic. We went through a lot of different tools. We went through MyLaurentian. We went through different tools in your email. We can see that Dan Judo here loaded something up in his Dropbox in D2L, and we went through some stuff in D2L. What I'd like to do now is open up the conversation to any questions you might have. So if anybody has any questions at all, go ahead and share it with Laurentian University, and we will answer it. So let's give it a few seconds, a few minutes, just to make sure that everybody's still with us. And yeah, so if you have a question, just shoot it right now. Hi, yes, we'll be making this presentation available online afterwards. We're still trying to figure out the details of how to do that, but we will be making it available, and we'll make it an article under a new student guide. Hopefully by the end of next week, we'll have something there. And on the new student guide, we'll put it under tools. I should open it up. We'll put it under tools, and we'll have the video listed here as an article. So you'll see video of a connect.laurentian.ca or connect.laurentian. You're welcome. Okay, so a few more minutes, and otherwise we're going to close it off. If you do have any questions, if you do have any problems at all with your technology, and you're on campus, you can visit the IT service desk in the library on the second floor, on the main floor. A lot of friendly people there waiting to help you out. If you're online or if you're just, it's too inconvenient to make it to the library, you can email them at it@laurentian.ca, or you can call them at 705-675-1151, extension 2200. That's at 705-675-1151, extension 2200, and somebody will be happy to help you out. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us and asking your questions, and we will welcome you back again to Laurentian University. If you have any questions at any point in time, you let us know, and we will be happy to share. So thank you very much, and have yourself a great weekend.